It has been 6 months now since my adrenalectomy for the primary hyperaldosteronism that I had. So I figured it would be a good time to give an update. I've actually been wanting to do one and I just haven't gotten to it. So now that it's 6 months, it kind of feels like a good solid number. So yeah, I had my surgery and within, I would say at the most, a week and a half, 2 weeks after my surgery, my potassium that was very, very low for a long time, even with taking potassium supplementation every single day. That moved up into the normal range, which was awesome. Very good. I was very glad about that. So I was able to stop taking my potassium. And also my blood pressure, which had been high for quite a while, and even with taking a medication, still high, that also came down into the normal range. So I was able to stop taking my blood pressure medication, which was a huge blessing because that was one that I didn't want to be on even more than the potassium. One thing that I really did not like about my blood pressure medication was that it made me feel like I had this yucky, like creepy, crawly feeling in my scalp. And it was just I kind of got used to it after a little while. But it was yucky and I did not like it. So I was very glad to be done with that medication. So yeah, really, I mean, the two big things, the low potassium, hypokalemia, the high blood pressure, resolved very quickly. And I was getting checked on those things very frequently for a while after my surgery. I was having my numbers looked at. I have also, in the course of the time since then, I've had my cortisol checked, I've had my aldosterone and renin checked again, and all of those have been good. So again, with hyperaldosteronism, your aldosterone's high, your aldosterone renin ratio is also high. So that has been normal, and that's a huge relief. So I'm very, very thankful that my surgery was a success, and I'm basically considered cured from primary hyperaldosteronism, also called Conn syndrome. So yes, that's a huge, huge blessing. The one thing that I was and still am quite a bit disappointed about is that, as I've mentioned in previous videos about this, I had and still have pretty bad muscle weakness just about every single day. Well, yeah, it is every day. Let's just be honest. Every day my muscles are very weak, painful. Sometimes it's worse than others, but yeah, that's been there for over a year and a half. And then also I get numbness and tingling in my arms and legs that comes and goes. And at the beginning of all of this, it made sense that it was the low potassium that was causing that, because that is a symptom of low potassium. So I was very much looking forward to this surgery resolving those symptoms, but unfortunately, now especially that I'm 6 months out and those have not resolved, it seems like that's not the cause. And if it were, they should have resolved pretty quickly after my surgery, but they didn't. So that's a huge bummer. I actually ended up going to see a neurologist, and he did an exam. We talked over my symptoms. He ordered an EMG test for me, which I actually went and did this week. So it was an EMG and nerve conduction study test. And that all came back normal, which is good. That means there's no permanent damage to my nerves or muscles, no abnormalities that would indicate some other kind of neurological condition, which is, again, good news. But it kind of leaves me again like, okay, so what's going on? So he kind of suspects that it's likely just an effect of some of the other medical things that I have going on. Like, it could be related to the celiac disease. It could be related to Hashimoto's. I've also had low vitamin D for years. I've had anemia issues and very low ferritin for years. And I've gotten the ferritin and the vitamin D up into like the very bottom end of normal, but definitely not optimal levels. So that's kind of where I'm putting my focus on that for now, is hoping to get those levels up into the optimal range and seeing if that helps. But yeah, as far as the aldosteronism and the adrenalectomy itself, that all went so well, very, very well, and I consider that to be a success. So yeah, if you have any questions about primary hyperaldosteronism, about adrenalectomy, about anything, the recovery, anything related to that, I'm very happy to answer that. And yeah, 6 months out, we are doing good.